On the mill today we have this blue pine log. What is blue pine? In this case it's Ponderosa pine with blue stain. We'll talk about that a little later. I'll tell you what causes that. But the first time I was ever exposed to blue pine was junior high wood shop. I think someone donated a unit of blue pine to them, and the kids went absolutely nuts over this stuff. We will cut this thing open and see what they were going nuts about. Those of you who saw one of my previous videos where I did a janky repair on this engine to fix the switch, I still have the repair on here. The local dealership still hasn't got me the new part for it, but it still works just fine. A little tip I've learned the hard way: never make sure this is sticking up. That and blades don't get along well. Now I can show you what blue pine looks like. This discoloration, the blues, the grays, sometimes even black, is what they call blue stain. This log is only lightly stained. You can get them to where there's more blue than there is lighter colors. Let's flip this over, see what the other side looks like. This is part of what's fun about cutting lumber. Opening up these logs, seeing what you find inside. This has a little more staining to it on this side. I'll bring you in closer so you can take a look. This is the kind of stuff that the kids in junior high wood shop are going nuts over. Usually the staining only happens in the sapwood. With these Ponderosa pines, there's usually a small core of heartwood that's unstained. Sometimes the contrast between the two can be the most beautiful part. Let's cut the rest of this up. We'll see what it looks like in the middle. Blue stain usually happens in trees that are killed by bark beetles. What happens is the bark beetles bore underneath the bark and they introduce the spores of this blue stain fungus into the wood. That fungus spreads into the wood, creates all that discoloring. It doesn't really harm the wood if you catch it soon enough. If you cut it open, cut it into lumber, and let it dry, the fungus will die and then it'll be just fine. It'll just leave the nice colors. That looks nice. I'll bring you in again for a closer look. You can see some of that pinkish heartwood in the middle. There's the heart. You can see that brown pith in the middle. Well, there you have it, blue Ponderosa pine. These dead pine trees can make some beautiful lumber. Coming up next, we have this log to cut up. It has more staining in it. It's more heavily stained. This one's going to look a lot different inside, I think. Here's the butt end of it. It's not as heavily stained as the other end, but I think it'll have some good color inside. On the next video, we'll cut that one up. Subscribe to the channel so you'll know when that one comes out. Hit the like button. See you on the next one.